Hello everybody. Today we are playing Megabonk and we are going to be going for the Cursed Sword. Now, number one, to get the Cursed Sword, we need to... Oh no, we have it unlocked. Okay, to get the Cursed Sword, we need to beat the stage boss in less than 5 minutes. The easiest way to do this is going to be in this challenge, actually, where the chests are just insanely cheap. If the chests are cheap, you can get really strong really quickly. So that's what we're going to try to do. We can see our time starts at 10 minutes, so we are going to need to beat the first boss by the time that gets to 5 minutes. Simple enough. All right. With that, once we unlock that, that'll unlock the Cursed Tome for us. Once we have the Cursed Tome unlocked, what we are going to be going for is going to be the getting it to level 20 in under 10 minutes, and that is how we unlock the Corrupted Sword. This shouldn't be too incredibly difficult, but you know, fingers crossed everything goes okay. We'll see how it ends up going. But guys, if you're excited for this video and if you're looking forward to the content in the future, if you've enjoyed the content in the past, if you could, please like, comment, subscribe. It does mean the world to me, and I read each and every single comment. With that all said, let's go ahead and just focus on the gameplay. So, first we are going for basically just any damage upgrades we can. This is going to be really good getting the credit card early because our chests are so cheap. If you look at our chest cost, I mean, it is just incredibly cheap. We do need to, and this is something I didn't think about till just a second, we need to be able to navigate to the stage boss early. So we need to make sure we're being careful and considering where we are heading and not just go for all the power we can because I saw size as a power up. Oh my god, it's right there. We need to be careful and consider what we are doing so we don't run out of time because time is a major constraint right now, but it appears we've got a bit of a god run going on, so I'm going to just be thankful and happy for that. We need to make sure we don't get too cocky and die, so just, you know, one step at a time here. Grab all the chests we can. That's going to be the name of the game. I'll look to start the boss probably around 6.5 minutes. We shouldn't take more than 1.5 minutes to kill it, so it should be okay. And we'll get a good read for how our boss damage is with the first boss that spawns at 7 minutes. So again, fingers crossed everything goes well. We'll see. We'll change it. We have to do a few runs of it. That'll be a-okay. We'll grab the... chests are so cheap. We'll grab the clover. You can make an argument that the key's even better because chests are so cheap because you could get more and more procs of it. But if you think about it, and you might be like, why do you need the clover? You're Fox. You know, you're getting every level anyways. Well, we're level 3 right now, and 2 clovers just gave us 20% luck, which is the equivalent of 20 levels basically. We'll take Scarf just because we do jump a lot, so it can't be bad for whenever we're just trying to absolute boss rush. We'll take Mirror just because the layer survivability isn't going to be too bad. We'll take Cursed Doll to help us get some kills around the map. Grab Crit Chance. Like I said, we are going full damage. Did I say we'll spawn it at 6:30? I think I said we'll spawn it at 6:30. That should give us enough time. We might make our way back up there for that free chest. I'm not sure at all. I say that just because I don't know the way the game's gonna go, not because I don't remember what I did as though this is some form of post commentary. Old joke. Grab the Charge Shrine. I'm really trying to lock, and I want to get this first one done as quickly as possible because this should be the easier one of the two I want to do. Logically speaking, it shouldn't be hard to get the Difficulty Shrine to level 20 in under 10 minutes as long as we have difficulty and XP. As long as we have those, it should not be very difficult at all to get the scaling because of the way the bucket multipliers work. In reality, I don't know. I'd love to get some Proc Count. I'd love a Proc Count Tome. A Proc Count Tome would go a really long way here towards making sure we actually get what we need to get. We're going to refresh. Beautiful. All right. I'm feeling good about it. I'd love a little bit of XP just for levels, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, everything's going great, but I don't feel like I'm dealing enough damage right now. I feel like a Magnet Shrine would do a lot for me. Being able to just kind of pull in any XP across the stage, that'd be nice. The last tome we're probably looking for is going to be attack speed. And like I said, we are going pure damage. I don't think an XP tome's at all worth it whenever we're doing just absolute blitz boss rush. I have a hard time seeing its value. We'll grab the movement speed up. Let's see how we do a Chunk Ham. Not the best at all. But we should be okay. Alright, we'll get Chunk Ham down and we're going to rush to the boss and just finger cross and hope. How much if we run into him? Okay, good. Because running into him is going to be an option because we have the electric plug. Slurp Gloves is fine for a layer of survivability, but I probably have time to open chest as we go to the boss. Like, that's probably fine. I mean, 10% damage up, we might have just saved the time right there. Who knows? Feathers, I mean, that's fine for mobility, but mobility is not the name of the game. I was worried I was going to have to double track back up there to be able to actually get up here, but it doesn't seem like we're going to have too many issues. And we've got about a minute and 15 seconds by the time we get to it to see if we can actually get this boss killed. We're going to refresh and see if we can just get attack speed. No, but we do get projectile count, which is going to be really big. We'll run down here, grab him, grab the damage, and let's just see if we can get it. That's going to be what it comes down to. Oh, I don't want to get hit by that, but I would like to just take a little bit of damage. Oh my god, a little bit of damage turns out to be half my health. I mean, we're just going to hope. We're just going to hope we kill him in the next minute. That's all I've got. Oh, the swarm's going to spawn. Ooh. That's not the best thing in the world. We're just going to keep doing our thing, try to dodge. We're going to try to get a few more chests, actually. It's going to be the name of the game. What could have gone better this run? Because I felt like it was a really good start, so it's a little discouraging. I think there's a world where we might want less tomes and just go all the way in on Proj. I think that's what we would do if we go again, is only run 2 tomes and try to just go all the way in on Proj. I think Proj would be, like, even right now, we get legendary crit chance, I'd rather have the Proj. I think the Proj is just way more useful. We're going to take a lot of damage here. It might even be a one-shot, to be honest with you. Ooh, okay, we're good, we're good. I'm going to refresh for Proj. But just percent damage should be okay. Normally, I'd prefer the Proj, but because we only have one more refresh, we're going to send it with this. I'm not feeling extraordinarily confident this boss is going to go down in 20 seconds, but maybe. Our damage is kind of ramping up a little. We'll take the Proj on the Executioner. I feel like the Executioner is our best weapon. That's something I do need to remember, is because we are in close range combat right now, or because we have the Executioner, we need to try to stay in close range combat. You know, we're pretty close. We're pretty close here. We got 15 seconds. We got a lot of burgers, and because we have burgers, that means I can try to play a little bit more aggressive and run into them for the electric plug. Please give me Proj count. Got it. We got it. We got it. Easy. Look, no sweat. No sweat. Turbo mode challenge complete. Cursed Tome unlocked. Light Fox unlocked. We're good. Just like that. Easy peasy. Go ahead and... I don't want to just end there because I want to make sure it all counts. So we'll let the ghost kill us. It shouldn't take too long at all. We'll start kind of planning out the next run. So for the next run, what we want to do is unlock the Corrupted Sword. To do that, we have to get the Cursed Tome to level... Or the Difficulty Tome, whatever you want to call it. They're both correct names. Well, I mean, they're both correct names. Technically, Difficulty Tome isn't the correct name because the name is Cursed Tome, but, I mean, most people are just going to call it the Difficulty Tome. We need to get that to level 20 in 10 minutes. The easiest way to do that is just going to be via XP scaling and staying alive. So, I mean, it should just be as simple as XP Tome, Difficulty Tome, probably still going to run other tomes as well, probably only 2 weapons. I don't know whether Executioner or Katana will be better for the secondary weapon. We're probably going to keep it on Fox just because Fox is, presumably, with both difficulty and XP, we're going to be able to kind of jump through levels a lot. So with that understanding, Fox will provide some of the best value per level. I think that'll be the play. And for the other 2 tomes, almost certainly crit chance, but from there, probably Proj. If we were going for a really long run, I would say Chaos Tome, but because we're going to be stacking up a ton of difficulty, which will give us a ton of XP, I want to make sure that we are surviving. That's going to be kind of my main fear, is survivability. And for survivability, that doesn't necessarily mean you need defenses. It more so means you're going to need more damage. So let's go ahead and get that unlocked. Tome, Difficulty Tome unlocked. Thank you so much. Have XP and difficulty on. Quantity Tome, nothing on we don't want on. I checked our items before. We have both of the weapons we want. All right. Let us see Light Fox. Do we like that? I really like the Ice Fox, man. I think we're going to stick with the Ice Fox rather than Gandalf the White Fox. How does that sound? Ice Fox, and we will play... It doesn't really matter, right? Because we only have 10 minutes. Forest is probably just easier, I'd say. So we'll do Forest, smaller map, but I think just as much on the map. I could be wrong. And all we have to do is upgrade the Difficulty Tome. Shouldn't be too hard. Fingers crossed we can get it. I'd love to get the Corrupted Sword unlocked. It's tempting to use a refresh, but it's only a 2 item offer amount, but we're going to use 1 refresh, I think. Beautiful. Cursed Doll is absolutely what we want to see. If you don't know, Cursed Doll and Ghost are going to be some of your best early game items because they can just kill the enemies really quickly. They can kill enemies passively, I guess is what I should say. Because they can kill enemies passively, it ends up just being really good because, you know, it feels like you're getting the levels, you can't kill any enemies, and all of a sudden you find a magnet shrine. It turns out you've been killing a ton of enemies this entire time. There was a ton of XP all across the stage, and you just didn't have the XP itself. These are all good. Key's really good, but we're gonna take Mirror for one. It works same with Shield basically, where every once in a while you're going to get a free hit, and that means a lot because in Megabonk you end up getting hit kind of frequently. So being able to just have a defensive layer is going to be good, but you don't. How do I? You want a free hit. It's like Holy Mantle and Binding of Isaac, if you've ever played Binding of Isaac, where the reason it's really good is because you're not getting hit, you know, five times in every room. If you're getting hit 5 times in every room, you're going to run into other issues. So HP isn't necessarily the most useful thing, but one free hit a room is just amazing. And that's basically what Shield and the Mirror give you, is that one free hit a room. So it ends up being really good. Got to make sure my brain's actually kind of staying on track with what we want to do here. Grab the Difficulty Tome, that's what we want to see. And it was level 20, right? Level 20 is the one it wants. How many magnet shrines? We only have one magnet shrine and we already used it. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have saved that. I absolutely should have saved that. What a big oofy on my end, eh? I really like all of our green items. In their own ways, I'd like to duplicate all of them, which is why I simply cannot duplicate any of them, because if I duplicate any of them, then I will lose one of them, which would be a very, very unfortunate situation. We need to make sure we're actually playing the map, not just doing our own thing. We will grab the katana as our second weapon, skipping the difficulty upgrade only because we are going to need ways to kill the enemies. Very simple, easy, good. Simple, easy, just the way I like it. Grab the challenge shrine. Another reason why the curse is also good is because it's going to basically make challenge shrines a joke. I don't even have to hit the challenge shrine. Eventually Cursed Doll will kill it. It killed the other ones. Surely we'll kill this one. The reason we take difficulty there is, even though we're already scaling difficulty, is just because more difficulty is going to mean more XP. More XP scales multiplicatively with difficulty. So the more we get, the more levels we're going to get. And I mean, to get a single tome to level 20 in 10 minutes, we are going to need a decent chunk of XP. Hopefully. I'm saying it so confidently, you know, like I'm like, oh, we just need to, you know, keep scaling these things. Surely just having infinite difficulty is going to cause us no problems at all in the future, right? Like I sound so like, oh, we'll just keep scaling difficulty because difficulty and XP are so good. Not even just like questioning, like, can we live? Are we going to survive? Like, ooh. I'm sure it'll be okay. What's the worst that could happen? We'll grab the charge shrine, not because I love it, but because I don't want to stand still for too long with all this difficulty. That is the one thing. It will let us have to be in these little zones for just a little bit less time. I need to start thinking about how we are going to deal with the swarm. The swarm is rather concerned. Oh my gosh, the third XP bucket? We have all 3 XP buckets? Ooh, okay. That's what I like. We're not taking that. We're not. We're going to grab the movement speed. The reason we're grabbing the movement speed that we are going to take Demonic Soul. The reason I grabbed the movement speed there is because, as I was saying, we need to find a way to survive the swarm, and the best way you're going to find to survive the swarm, generally speaking, is going to be... I'm going to get there. I'm going to be able to say it. It's going to be being able to dodge the swarm. So that's going to be your extra jumps, your extra movement speed, anything that lets you dodge the swarm. If you're on mouse and keyboard rather than controller, you're going to be able to hold your up, your forward, your W and D or S, right? W or A and D. I'm not making sense. If you hold forward and a direction, your movement speed will be faster. So if you look at my speed, I'm just holding W right now, and my speed is 12.1 about. If I hold either side button, my speed goes up to 13.1. Then you can do stuff with being able to keep momentum, and by all means, you will end up getting there in no time at all, having faster speed. Now, we are going to try not to focus too much on that and focus on the things we need to be able to win the run, shall we? Let's just focus up, clutch it up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, look at our damage. Our damage is so good. I want to keep scaling our XP and stuff, though. I need to not get too focused on getting damage, because the more we focus on getting damage, the less we're going to be able to focus on getting XP and difficulty. In a lot of ways, this run isn't too different from the way that you would start a like a high end run. Now we're not necessarily going to be looking for, you know, like credit cards, although I wouldn't complain about them by any means, but you're going to be running a pretty similar setup, except the only difference would be you'd probably run another weapon, even 2 weapons if you really wanted to, and you're going to swap out your projectile tome for a chaos tome just to be able to get a little bit of stats in different areas that are going to be really useful to you in the long run. So by all means, we should be good just to keep going. Grab difficulty. We do need to upgrade our XP a little bit. The reason we need to upgrade our XP a little bit is just because it'll provide, because our difficulty is so much up, we also just need to be able to get our XP up, because again, they work multiplicatively with each other. So by having more XP in total, we'll be able to get difficulty levels easier, and you're going to exponentially outscale the enemies. It's just the early game that is difficult. That's all you're going to have to worry about. Well, the other thing technically you have to worry about is how are you getting the XP, because we have a lot of XP dropping on the map, but we were a little bit silly, and I'll be honest, we're a little bit stupid, and using the apparently 1 magnet shrine we had on the map so early. It was a really bad idea, because we have XP like everywhere. There's a good argument to be made that we should try to take some power up drop chance just so we can get magnets. We need to be able to absorb all of this XP on the map, because that's what's going to really boost us forward, is being able to capitalize on all the XP. But I'm not just going to run in circles around the same enemies, because that'd be a horrific waste of time. We're not going to do that. We are going to take a look over at the side right quick and see, okay, we've got all of our Mauis, we have a little more Shady Guy. Probably not going to care too much about the boss curses. What is that? That is boss curse. Grab the difficulty. What is our difficulty tome at? Level 9. Look, we're halfway there. We're not absolutely getting destroyed yet. Now, that is able to change at any given moment, so play safe, play careful, and we'll be okay. I kind of want to take the Proj Count Tome just to make sure. We don't need it to be this high tier of upgrades. I'd rather take the Proj Count Tome just to make sure we're making sure we survive. Take a shot every time I say, don't do it, don't do it. No, no, no. Ah, okay, -2 charge shrines. We're not going back over there. We might die from that. We might die. I hate these enemies. I hate them so much. We'll grab a little bit of XP. I hate them so much. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. That messed up so much there. There's supposed to be 2 freaking charge shrines that would have done a good bit for us, and we're not going to get them. We're not going to get them. It's not the best feeling in the world, but it's one we're going to have to deal with. We are going to grab XP range, or pickup range, because it will help us with our issue of actually collecting this XP we're getting. And, you know, I am getting to a point where I'm thinking we might just, get the Cursed Tome to level 10, where we might have to just kind of sit around. Oh my gosh, that makes me very, very happy to see. We do need to kill enemies. This is where we're running into a bit of that, you know, we need to be able to kill the enemies we're spawning issue. We're going to grab the projectile count on the Fire Staff. What was the second upgrade? Size. Size is not a bad upgrade at all, but we are going to keep scaling our difficulty at the same time. Difficulty, we can scale difficulty a bit more before we worry more about XP. We're going to go ahead and grab the magnet, because all of our enemies are in front of us right now. Because all of our enemies are in front of us, we can just grab that XP as we go. We're going to just keep focusing on difficulty. We're not far off from it. Here I will take the quantity tome. We're going to focus on difficulty. I think we're at a point where we're going to be able to get this to 20 in no time at all. I think it's going to be no problem, because of the way we've been able to just keep scaling our XP and difficulty. I mean, look at that. Another magnet. How great of a feeling is that? All these videos, and I'm not being able to show it, but all these videos I've been talking about how good it is to be able to have the XP tome and the difficulty tome. And now you guys are really able to see, you know, we have 3.5, or we still have almost 4 minutes available in round 1, and we're already at one of the highest levels we've been at since we've been doing this channel at the end of round 1. It is so nice just being able to scale, and continue scaling. You know, League of Legends, you can't spell scale without kill. Something to think about, even though it's entirely irrelevant to what we are currently playing. We're going to leave this magnet on the ground, and we're just going to kind of keep running around here. I feel like, oh my gosh. Okay, alright, well, you know how I said we're going to keep running around here? We're actually not. We're going to go continue to grab other things on the map, because what I was going to say is the Thank you, game. Thank you. The rewards around the rest of the map kind of pale in comparison to just being able to get the challenge completed. However, I mean, if you're going to give me the Sucky Magnet, which will automatically pull in all the XP from around the map, then I'll just keep doing my thing here. You keep doing yours, game, and we're on a fast track to Happy City, is what I would say. Now, I didn't expect to be able to first shot both of these challenges, which does make it now. Imagine we died to the swarm here because of all the difficulty. Imagine. You guys noticing how it's not giving me difficulty now, though? Like, we are all seeing that, right? We all agree, like, all of a sudden the game's just not giving me difficulty. Oh, no. We actually might be dead. Please give me difficulty. Please. Please, please, please. We are going to take a little bit of damage because I'm rather scared, to be honest with you. I'm rather scared we die to this swarm, and I really would love to not die to this swarm. Just 2 more difficulty upgrades. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. That's like 1 sucky magnet prop. Okay. 1 more difficulty, and we got it. 1 more difficulty, and we got it. And we'll see how far this run can go into Ghost Tier 1, but I'm rather satisfied. If you guys have been struggling with these upgrades, I hope that this video has helped you kind of understand the best way to get them and understand why, you know, maybe you looked at some high runs and you're like, why are they running difficulty? Difficulty just makes it harder. No, not quite. Because let's say you get 60% upgrades in total, you want that to be as good as possible. So, and there we go, Corrupted Sword unlocked. It feels good. You want that to be as effective as possible, those 60% in upgrades you get. If you have 30% in XP Tome and 30% in Difficulty Tome, those are in different buckets. That's going to be 30% times 30%, which is going to be 90%, or 30%. It's 0.3 times 0.3, which is 0.9. If you just put all, you know, 60% in one bucket, then you're going to be in a bit of a dilemma where you're only getting 60% of the value, because within the same bucket is an additive multiplier and separate buckets is a multiplicative multiplier. I know, it's a lot of big words, and they're not very fun, but that's just how she goes. Did we pick Tier 3 or Tier 1? I can't remember. We'll go find the final boss, or we know where the final boss is, it looks like, and we'll go fight him. If this is a Tier 3 run, we'll just take it to its kind of natural end here, because I don't remember what I picked. I never take Power Multiplier. I don't have a super great reason for why I took it there. I just grabbed it, I suppose. We are now going to start, you know, trying to min-max a little bit, which is going to be, honestly, you're min-maxing still, just keep scaling difficulty, keep scaling XP. Together, you will outscale the enemies by a lot, and it's going to feel good. This will give me a good chance to see if the 2 weapon strategies actually do make this first stage like a lot easier to be able to go infinite. We've got a really strong start here, especially considering we start with Sucky Magnet. We only have 2 levels on each of our weapons. Normally, I allow myself up to level 5 with kind of suboptimal upgrades. Suboptimal specifically meaning projectile count. Because we don't normally run the quantity tome, I like to be able to get, you know, a few extra proj on each of them. So if I get a green projectile count upgrade, you know, at level 1 through 4 up to level 5, I'll take it. I'll take it. Why will I take it? Because you got to be able to survive. That's why I like Cursed Tome so much at the beginning of a run. Pretty simple. The reason we take the XP there over the difficulty is because you don't want to overinvest too much in one without investing in the other, because they multiply with each other. So whenever I see one's at 26 and one is at 20, I pick the lower one. However, that's not actually the right way to do it. The right way would be to look at the actual percentages, but my brain just wanted to shortcut and be lazy, so I looked at the 20 versus 26 rather than the percentages. I should have looked at the percentages. My bad, because technically, you know, for all I know, all of my XP gains could have been legendary, and I have way higher XP gain than I have difficulty gain, so in reality, even though difficulty gain is a higher level, that is what would be more beneficial for me to invest in, yada yada, blah blah blah. No, it's a game about numbers. It's a game about numbers. It always is, it always has been. Taking a good bit of damage, but I'm not too worried about it. We just got to get our damage up. I'd love to start getting a little bit of crit chance, because I can see that despite our levels, we are starting to struggle with damage. However, we're level 63. We're feeling good. It does not look like the portal is activated, so I do think I started a tier 1 run. Yeah. Now you know, we can sit here. We have the AFK Tome, or AFK Juice, and we can just kind of see what happens. I do need some damage. We are going to need some damage. Honestly, more than I need damage, I kind of need proj. We are not going to sit still because enemies are able to overrun us. What we are going to do is, I'm thinking, you know what? Normally I went this till way later in the run, but let's just see what happens. We're just going to turn on the auto select, and we're just going to let it do its thing. Because I'm not looking to like true min-max this, because this is only tier 1, of course. So by having it pick the highest rarity, we are in a sense getting the most value. It does give up a bit of future scaling. However, we're going to get some weapon upgrades, and weapon upgrades will end up doing a lot. Like, see, there's a red katana upgrade. So we'll just run around a bit and, you know, let it do its thing, and we'll see how far she goes. My prediction, I think we'll go to at least 5 minutes. I genuinely do. Now, if we don't start killing things a lot quicker, though, we are going to die at like a minute and a half. That is what I'll say. These white ghosts should not be able to get to us this quickly, but Katana's coming in clutch. Katana is so good, man. Katana and Executioner are just such good weapons. I'd love to see some big buffs on some of the really bad weapons, like the squiggly line one. That'd be nice. But I'm happy we got the Cryptic Sword in the first try. I feel like that's considered, you know, a bit of a harder unlock. See, we didn't get the damage quite that we needed there to keep going, but level 80 in stage 1 isn't bad. You can easily keep that going. I mean, you could give up Projectile Tome for Cursed Tome. You can search for better items at the beginning, everything like that. But, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about that. What if we just throw an extra run here just for the fun of it? How does that sound? A 24-minute upload is pretty short. Do we want to go for the other sword? I was going to save the other sword, but we can do a quick run for this. Defeat a stage boss without picking up any items, power-ups using shrines. I'm going to take a drink of my water while I think on this in silence with you guys. Let's just all think on it together, shall we? Gulp, gulp, friends. Gulp, gulp. No items, power-ups, or using shrines. So who's going to be our strongest, just kind of base character? Do we have, like, Tony McZoom? No. Do we have Bandit? No. Maybe we do a run to unlock Bandit right quick. How does that sound? Find and defeat Bandit in the desert. Or Tony McZoom. Complete 2 challenges. We can do another challenge. Probably on desert. We can probably just do the turbo challenge, right? And then we can do both Bandit and Tony McZoom in one. Let's do that. Let's do that. Same setup. Setup's pretty good. We'll pick Fox. We'll go desert. We'll go tier 1 desert. We will pick the hyper challenge. No, not hyper. Can you not do it on this map, I guess? I guess not. This seems fine. Hyper? I think this will be fine. We'll try this. We just have to be able to beat Bandit and the run. So it shouldn't be too hard, I hope. Fingers crossed. We'll see how she goes. I love the music, man. I love the music. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. I really do. I've been enjoying it a ton. But I don't know. I went a lot higher energy at the beginning of this recording because I wanted to do a test with like the go, go, go style, but it is a little bit more weary on the mind and the voice, and it keeps the mind a little bit more exhausted and the voice a little bit more raspy. Batman. I don't know. It's like dude, I don't know. All my other are we older Gen Z? Younger Gen? No, I'm old Gen Z. That's what I am. I'm old Gen Z. I'm not young millennial. I'm old Gen Z. We were the Tide Pod ones, right? Yeah, we were. Because that was never I realized I was Gen Z. Because for whatever reason, I always thought I thought millennial went like 2000 was still millennial. That's not the case. I think 98's the beginning of Gen Z. Probably take the Lightning Orb. Lightning Orb's pretty good. 226. And I remember what I was gonna say, like early Vine. It was like, yeah, I mean maybe even later, but early Vine, like Batman was such a big meme. I don't remember why. It's just it kind of is one of those things like it's a supplanted. I don't know. It's just put in my brain. It's not supplemented. What is the word? Implanted, but I feel like it starts with an S. I don't know. You know, the more I think on it, the more it might not be Lightning Orb and it might be the bomb. It might be the bomb. Because we are going to be having crit, but bomb's so much more expensive. We're going to go Lightning Orb just because it's cheaper, but we don't have that much AoE, right? Like our weapons aren't going to be dealing like a ton of AoE by any metric, so I don't even like standing around doing this because I feel like I'm losing out on a lot of time to get around the map. Like we'll be able to see. We've spent a good bit here just trying to get the money for this. I honestly should be making sure we don't have any pots around, which it looks like we don't have too many. I mean, sure, there's some over here, but that's a pretty good ways out. We'll grab them though. We'll be able to see just how much we actually are screwed over by doing this by checking at the end how much of the map we got cleared. Shouldn't be too difficult. We do have enough. We'll go and grab this charge shrine while we're here, run back over to him, and then we'll keep going throughout the perimeter of the map and we'll loop back around as needed. I'm going to take the damage. We already have most of our tomes, so I'm feeling pretty good on that. What tome are we missing? We're missing crit chance. Because we do have more gold, I can still consider the bomb. None of you. Executioner's fine. Executioner Katana will work very well for what we're going for. I do not want the cactus. We're actually going to use a banish on the cactus. The cactus should not be unlocked right now. I do not know why I have that enabled. Whoopsie doopsie. I thought I made sure that the only greens were Cursed Doll and Key, but it appears that I messed that up. You know, I wonder, my brain didn't even really look at Dragonfire because I know like top runs don't use it. but it might have been useful just for being able to get stuff done. What am I doing? We're not going for the hero sword. I was like, why am I buying items? We are going for the bandit and the challenge completion. Okay. I was like, wait, why am I buying items? What am I doing? The whole point of this was, you know, we're not allowed to buy items or anything. We have auto on. We have auto on. We have auto on. We have auto on. Off, 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 off. Off you go. Off you go, little beast. That's a path of agile reference here. I'm gonna kill myself. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's actually try to get going around the map and see what we get. We're still looking for the crit chance to also... Oh, I'm so validated, by the way. In the last recording, I genuinely thought I picked the shield tome. I watched that footage back. That was the freaking auto select that picked it, man. I felt so vindicated, validated, whatever you want to say that ends in aided, except sedated, because, man, I was hyped up to know that I wasn't that stupid. I'm very stupid, but I wasn't that stupid in that. That was a good feeling. That was a very good feeling. That made me very happy indeed. Ooh, what's the damage situation? What's our plan here, by the way? I feel like I don't have a plan. We don't have a cursed doll, which does break the heart a little bit because we're having a harder time killing things. We might... The issue with the Executioner and the Katana to an extent is they're very close range. Whenever you get size on them, it's just, you know, I mean, it'll clear the full screen, but it takes a little bit to get there. Luckily, we are getting some decent fire staff upgrades. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Whoopsie doopsie. I guess I flew a little too close to the cactus thorns. Grab the pots early. There is no point to grab an early magnet because there is no XP to suck up, so we are going to avoid being the biggest dummy-dums in the universe and continue on our merry way. There's another great shrine there, which we will be sure to grab. We'll take crit chance. Jump height's not the most useful on this map except for being able to jump over swarms, but on this map, because it is so flat, you're actually rather able to just kind of keep your momentum going by jumping at the right time. Shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Shouldn't be too much at all. Fun fact about pots, by the way, on this map, or any map rather. Fun fact about pots in this game is that we still need the shotgun unlock, by the way. Is that the value of them increases the more chest you've opened, so you can end up getting a ton out of your pots if you save them kind of for the end of the game. I think there's also some strategies around using the. Probably should have taken luck there. Actually, I don't know. There are strategies that revolve around. I think there are strategies that revolve around the item that makes it to where you have more and more pots per stage. I think that'd be really fun to do a video on and just try to get as many pots as we can. Like use all of our banishes on green items. I think that could be really fun. Grab the XP gain, grab the... I mean, we'll grab the jump height. I'm not really wanting projectile speed or knockback. Projectile speed, you know, there's the argument that you need it to be able to hit enemies if the enemies are getting to you faster than you are to them, but with Fireball, it's not too much of an issue by any means. That's more so for like things that bounce and chain rather than something that's going to... Because if the enemies are coming at us and the Fireball's going at them, the Fireball just explodes on the first enemy. So it will hit no matter what. And then from there, right, that initial hit is like where bounce comes into play, where now it has to chain to other things. But with Fireball, it just explodes. So by all means, it should be A-okay. I would love to take a look. We have 4 Mauis and 3 Shady Guys. I can't understate the importance of getting like a cursed doll early. Just being able to get the passive killing of things, being able to take challenges without too much worry. It is such a nice thing. Grab the katana. I do feel like I prefer the katana early to the Executioner, but that might just be bias I have. I don't know. There's something satisfying about the katana is all I know. I love this thing, man. Grab the XP gain because I'm not too worried about needing the crit chance yet, but I could see where before too long I'd like to get it. I'd really like to get the other 2 tomes, that way we can kind of more selectively pick our upgrades. That'd be a big goal of mine right now, but we need XP to do that, of course, and that is where Cursed Doll kind of comes into play as being clutch. I feel like I say it all the time, but I know there have to be people who have heard me say it 100 times and in their runs are like, ooh, Cursed Doll, you know. There's the bandit. Let's take a mental note of that. It's in the top right corner, a little bit below. About, what, 2 o'clock on a clock? Something like that. Grab the charge shrine, grab the Maui. I do need to think, should I start grabbing some chests? I probably should. We probably can take a few chests just to help us get through the early game. We'll grab the early luck because that will make the chest just a little bit better. In some ways worse, right? Because everything in my body's telling me to take this, but this does help us just get those early kills, which I hate myself for taking that, but we're going to. We're going to. I think it is more important to be able to just kill things early, and it does provide a nice big burst of damage. At the beginning, it does. It does. It will. You will notice it every 10 seconds. There is a nice big burst of damage that will actually kill enemies, and that's what we need. That's what we need at the end of the day. I don't know what I was talking about. I completely lost that train of thought, so I hope it wasn't too important. We are just running into enemies. There might be cactus things underneath us. We're gonna. Ooh, okay, let's take a second. Whenever the sun pauses, I need to go to the right, but then harsh to the left. To the right, and then harsh to the left. Yeah, look at that. Man, I'm telling you, so many of the skills from COD Zombies are so transferable to this game. It's so much about, like, navigating, dealing with hordes behind you. It's so nice. I hate that this is the first boss we get. Why couldn't it have been the other one? I'm going to see if we can just get this guy down. I really do. One more try. We shouldn't be struggling this much, frankly. We shouldn't be. It is embarrassing because this is just a normal run at this point, really. Yeah, that's what it is. Grab the challenge shrine, although it's not going to really do much but screw us over early, so we're not going to take it. The more I think on it, we're not going to take it. There's a lot of charge shrines around, and that's why we're not taking the challenge shrines, because if we go to the charge shrine, we're going to just, there's potential of those being some tough enemies just charging us down, and if they're charging us, we can't charge the enemy. We're going to grab chest this time early. We are going to go for the early chest. I mean, pickup range isn't the worst thing in the world, really. Obviously, crit damage is a useful stat, but we aren't critting too much right now, so I'm not the most concerned about it. I will try to remember where our magnet shrine is, which is going to be in the right middle. Is that the right? That's right, I think. Yeah, that's right. We'll grab the shield over the extra jumps. There's an argument to be made on Forest that you should take the extra jumps rather than the shield because of how vertical the map is. However, as for the reason we stated earlier, it's nice to have the shield just for that one hit protection. In our first run on here where we died by just running into the cactus, we would have had more time to react to the cactus rather than just getting insta 2-tapped. Why do we take Jug in a blah 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 called Zombies? It gives us an extra 2 hits. So extra hits, always a good thing. Always a good thing. Damage, knockback, or evasion. None of these, right? Okay, thank you, game. Alright. Good talk. Totally didn't want XP or anything of the sort. We ran by chests even though I said I was going to open them. I mean, we ran by a few at the beginning whenever I didn't really have any money, but not really since. We'll run over this way and we're actually going to loop back up to grab those 2 greed shrines. Ooh, what is the green I see on my map? What's behind here? Microwave. We have no items. I can't possibly microwave without any things to microwave. Now can I? The shotgun really is not wanting to appear. And I don't know why. Alright, I don't mind proj count and damage. I don't mind that at all. Grab the beer. I think the beer is useful here. I don't think the 5% minus HP is that relevant for what we're doing right now. If we had Beefy Ring, that would take us below the 100 HP threshold. So in that world, it would suck. But by all means, it should be okay. We're by 2 chests. I would like to actually grab the chest rather than just forgetting what I said I was going to do instantly. I do wish, and maybe it does, I don't know, but I wish that during this part of the map that things got shuffled around. I don't think they do, but man, that'd be so cool to me. I don't know how hard it would be to code, but I mean, you can have the charge shrines and the other shrines all swap around like with each other, where it would be like, we grabbed that challenge shrine and it was out of field of view, or out of our entire range of view, I don't know. During the storm, it'd be cool if that charge shrine or that challenge shrine then was something else, but it doesn't happen to things you can see. I think that's what would make it really cool, is if it didn't happen to things you could actually see. And you can do it where like just charge shrines swap at charge shrines, and the green shrine swap at green shrines, but I think it's a lot. I don't know if it's a lot lamer. I'd have to feel it, right? It's one of those things where like we can say whatever we want, but until we feel it, we don't really know. Grab the magnet. Oh, dude, we are not getting many great things going on here, and I would love to get some great things going on. Okay, there's XP and Difficulty Tome in the same one, so we can't take them. That is unfortunate. It's this. It's always this. Sorry, I was also in my head because I was thinking, what if there was a character that they got like, you know, some kind of XP penalty, like they earn less XP or they earn less whatever. But rather than picking the upgrade you want, you pick the upgrade you don't want and you get the other two. I wonder how that could play out. That sounds really interesting to me. Rather than picking the one you want, you pick the ones you don't want. That could make the early game absolute hell because you're going to end up picking a lot of items you don't want. So maybe that is the penalty in and of itself, and it's more of a meme character because like you get, it would lead to a lot of resets, but eventually someone's going to get a crazy run of it where they're getting double value per level, but it took them, you know, 500 resets to not be offered, because you have to get offered two things you want and one thing you don't want for the early. I mean, oh man, plus your level caps, like you're gonna be taking a lot of bad upgrades. It'd be a really bad character. So I think it'd be fine to make. I think you can go kind of silly crazy with it as long as it's really bad, right? Although it could be really good because we can say, well, with the pot and the wizard hat, you don't actually care that much about your early levels anymore because you can just infinitely scale your levels later. So who knows? It could be a really fun character idea. And, you know, if you're listening, there's an idea for you. We're going to focus more on early proj count early than the early XP and difficulty because, man, oh man, the past two runs clearly are teaching us a lesson to actually try to get some damage on the board. We are going to take difficulty here, though. Admittedly, we are just going to take difficulty here. I don't think we have seen the bandit shrine yet. I'm pretty sure. Grab chest. Okay, slurp gloves work. That'll give us a bit of a defensive layer as well as being able to scale our HP continuously. And we're just going to keep going through the map, man. I'd like to pick a perimeter and stick to it, though. I feel like doing this up and down is so inefficient rather than just going around the perimeter and then clearing out the inside. Ooh, Nelly. We're going to grab some proj count. I'm going to probably just focus on proj count over XP and difficulty until we get probably like 10 proj count. Are we going to die here greeting this? Yes, we are. I didn't actually think we would die. I'll be honest, I didn't think we would die. I thought that we would get pushed out and then we would just continue the run. We're 41 minutes. All right, last run. If we can't get it, we can't get it. That's on me. MB. But hey, this is all just extra. This is we did our goal, and I'm happy with our goal. I feel good about our goal. That's the goal in my eyes, and we reached it. I want the movement speed, man. I want the movement speed. I feel like we wouldn't be having a lot of these issues. I was gonna say, I feel like we wouldn't be having a lot of these issues if we had more movement speed. But and while that's true, I stand by that statement. I think it's more true to say we wouldn't have a lot of these issues if I played better in general. So I'm not gonna push my own, insecurities into reforming reality here. We're gonna try to avoid doing that and just focus on what we can actually improve and change. And I think just being more effective in the early game is ultimately going to be that. And we're going to go luck. I do think we're going to go luck. I think that right now size isn't that important. There's a man. I'm really thinking about taking that crit count, or the crit count, the proj count over the crit chance. But I know that these runs will go better if we can early on get all of our slots filled. If we can get all of our slots filled, we're going to be having a really good time. It's going to be a lot easier and a lot less difficult. We're not taking the cactus. We will use a banish on the cactus. I keep forgetting to undo that. It's okay. Come on. Let's get this run going. I'm ready. I'm here for it. I'm rearing to go, one might say. And saying rearing makes me think of Rarin, the Hearthstone YouTuber, and I really like his content. It makes me want to play some more Hearthstone on the channel. I've been thinking about some other games. There's a game called, it's like a 4-letter name game that just came out, and I've been considering about playing that on the channel. But then also I've been considering playing No Rest for the Wicked. That just had its co-op launch and is on a 40% sale. Now, look, here's what I would tell you. I think that No Rest for the Wicked is a really cool game. With that said, I've not played it and I barely looked at gameplay of it. But I know they are planning, I don't know. I've heard, and it could just be Twitch chat nonsense or a streamer not knowing what they're talking about. I've heard that the game will increase in price. Right now it's $40 base. I heard the game will increase in price sometime after the free weekend before they launch 1.0. It's kind of cheaper in early access than it will be in 1.0. And right now it is 40% off to celebrate the release of co-op. So I bought it for like $24, which is why I think it's on sale for right now on Steam. But I think it's also coming up to a free weekend. It might be free right now. So it's a good time to, try it out, see if you like it. And if you do, get it at that $24 price tag before it ends up going up. If it goes up, but at least eventually it will go off sale and you won't be able to get the good deal on it anymore. No ad. It's just, I don't know, trying to give some advice, I guess. That's what I did. You might think it's the stupidest thing in the world. But I think it's going to be a really, it might be a really good game right now, but in case it's not, I do have some faith in the devs, so I think it'll be really cool by the time it releases in 1.0, and I feel like I'll regret not buying it whenever it was on sale for whatever, you know, let's say it goes from $40 to $50, well, right now you're getting a 50% sale. Would you rather pay double in the future? Maybe. You know, maybe it's like, well, I'm not going to spend money on a game that's not good right now. Man, it's your life, brother. Like, but I don't know. It might be amazing right now. I'm not going to say it's not good right now. I just know it's not in 1.0, so it's not finished. I guess I can say it's not finished. How's that sound? I think that sounds good. Were we going for the slurp gloves here? I think we were. But then grab XP gain. You know, I feel like maybe I'm feeling a bit stronger in this run, and I don't know if it's because of early proj count or if it's because of early XP gain. But it is something to consider. We'll grab the Executioner. It's got to be because of both. I think it's just because of both. Like, it's nice. It feels good. Oh, we're going to go for Demonic Soul. I want to damage. Damage. We're going to go for proj count because proj count will increase our Executioner as well as our Fire Staff damage rather than something that just upgrades one. Now, it was a red upgrade, which does mean, generally speaking, it was good, especially because it was a red damage upgrade, but I made my choice. I stand by my choice. Do you stand by yours, sir? I don't know where that's from. There's something like a quote like that in some kind of media. Surely, right? Surely it's not just like a wild hallucination of mine. Like grabbing the tome. I'm so happy I didn't grab that shield tome. I genuinely, like, I was thinking about that in the back of my head throughout that entire recording. How did I possibly do this? Like, I full on gaslit myself because I feel like confronted with what I presume to be video evidence that I must have grabbed it because my brain never considered the possibility that I didn't grab it, that it was like the auto upgrade. Because I never put that together, I was like, well, there's obviously proof of it happening, and the only way I can think of it happening is this. Therefore, no matter what I think, you know, I've grabbed the wrong upgrade many times in recordings where I wasn't sure what I was supposed to grab, and I just grabbed something without thinking about it because I was in the middle of rambling about something. Like, I was certain that could be the case, and so it's weird in a way because it's like, man, I don't trust myself at all, but also it's very validating that, like, well, this time I was right not to. But I say I was right not to, but then I did just give into it. I gaslit myself, so I have to be careful on that one. I might need to feel a bit more confidence. I couldn't have done this. Then like double down on it 5 times, and there's video proof that I did it. I think that would be a really good look, actually. I think it'd be really good to just double down on double down on double down. Try to get as much XP out of this as we can. Is this the money one that's dropping, or is this the magnet? I can't super tell. Please give us. What are we missing? We're missing difficulty. Yeah, difficulty's a big one. If it was crit, I could make an argument to take the damage tome over it, but game, please, just give me the difficulty shrine. Just give me the difficulty shrine, and we're gonna have a great time, everybody. It'll be the best time that you've ever seen. Tax. I don't want attack speed. I want difficulty. I want it. I want it to be harder. I want it to be more difficult. Megabonk just got way harder. I've never seen Megabonk this hard. I can't. I'm sorry. You can't deny it's funny though, right? It is pretty funny. So I've seen the difficulty shrine. Or difficulty tome. Unlucky. Well, we know we have the bandit right by the, what's it called? Oh, wait. You know, I just realized, though, this is a bit harder because we are in a challenge. I need to remember that, like, we are in a challenge right now, so I shouldn't be too frustrated at myself for having failed these early runs because it is a challenge kind of meant to be a bit more difficult, so, you know, that makes me feel a little bit better. It also explains why we have so much gold, because I remember I had 2 times gold scaling and 2 times... I can't remember what the other scaling was. Was it damage? No, it wasn't damage. God, no, it wasn't damage. It was it XP? Maybe it might have been XP. Cursed Tome. Bit late, I won't lie, but better Nate than Lever, so I say. Better Nate than Lever. Longest joke in the world. I kid you not that, like, one of the first FaceTime calls I ever had with my now wife, and you need to understand this about my dear beautiful wife, is that she is very, you know, I would say, like, prim and proper. And what I mean in that sense is, you know, back in high school, early college, she was never the kind of person to go to sleep past 10 p.m. And she had work one Saturday morning, and that Friday night, I kept her on a FaceTime call, and I read that entire joke out loud to her. The longest joke in the world. I read the entire thing out loud to her. It took hours, and she stayed up through it, and I felt I did feel bad because, you know, obviously she had to go to work the next morning. She was pretty exhausted, but I did end up being able to marry her, so, you know, it's like, it was kind of worth it from my end. It was a good investment of time. Well, we're screwed here. We have to take one of these. I mean, gold gain at least does something. You know, max HP does something as well, of course, but I can't believe we got so screwed there. I wonder if it did show up and I missed it because I was recalling. I feel like what happens is I try to recall these stories in my head, and I kind of have to take my eyes off of the screen. Even though my eyes are on the screen, well, they're not on the screen. Even though my eyes are looking at the screen, I have to focus on, you know, visualizing my memories, so I can't see both, basically. I'm looking inside my head rather than at the screen, so I just kind of let my hands do the playing while my brain does the thinking. Think we can beat the bandit now? I mean, we feel pretty strong, right? I could probably spawn him. You know, I mean, there's maybe max HP. No, max HP is not good. No one takes a max HP tome. I almost said shrome, because I mixed up shrine and tome. Oh, grab the chest over here. Man, I'm really upset we didn't get the difficulty though. I would have loved to get that double scaling online. I mean, we can't banish it, so I guess it's what we have now. Alright, Bandito. Can we take you down? I mean, damage isn't too bad. Can he deal? Yeah, he does. Okay. I was wondering if he did like the forward projectiles, which is what I was concerned about, and he can. So it is something to stay concerned about. We do need to get some damage. Hopefully the swarm provides with a good bit of XP, but doesn't kill us. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of extra jumps. I didn't realize I'd taken so many extra jumps. That is a good feeling to have. That is very nice, man. Extra jumps just make it so much easier to deal with these swarms. But look how few enemies are in the swarm, man. You know, we could have got so much more XP out of this. How sad, how sad. Careful, careful. Do we have any, like, life steal, really? I don't think so. I feel like we've not gotten the best stuff from our charged shrines. Although I think we have. Like, I say that, but it's more so we just haven't gotten that thing from the charged shrines. I do feel like we've gotten pretty good stuff from the charged shrines all in all. We do have the burgers on the ground, which we'll be able to use to heal. And look, we even got a heart drop here. I just need the things that are right behind me to not catch up to me and kill me. Thank you so much. All right, bandit unlocked. We're going to keep grabbing the crit chance. Crit chance is going to be able to boost our damage a lot. We'll grab the flat damage on the executioner. And we'll grab... I probably should have taken the damage in projectile count, to be honest with you. But I think we're going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, no. 2 minutes spawns a boss. We're going to fight the 2-minute boss, which is going to be the Scorpion. And then we will fight the final boss on it. And we should be good to go from there. And forget the scaling. At this point, we're just going all in on damage. Damage is going to be the name of the game. I probably should have taken the tome. Or not the tome. I probably should have taken the fire staff. I really regret not taking the fire staff there. It was a red damage upgrade. I should have taken it a million times over. That is my bad. Oh, but look at our damage. It's so nice, isn't it? Isn't that nice? That's good. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. That's a good amount of killing power to see. We're going to take the proj count and the crit chance on the executioner. I didn't even really see what the other options were, admittedly. And we're feeling good. Spawn the final boss. And as long as we can kill this, we will have completed the challenge to unlock Tony McZoom. And we also, okay, let's just find a cactus to hide behind. Go as fast as we can. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the fox man. What does the fox say? Oh, man. What a good run. What a good run, yeah? It feels good. Oh my god, we almost just died. Let's not start giving our condolences. Alright, so that's 2 challenges done, right? So Tony McZoom incoming. Shirley. Tony McZoom. Alright, and just like that, I'll do the same thing here just to let the game wrap up on its own. We'll turn on the auto level just so I don't have to really look at what's happening here. And I can give some closing remarks. It was a good episode, man. We got a lot done in this episode. Having the proper items and like the toggler makes such a big difference because you can really keep from getting a lot of crap. I can't believe I didn't get the difficulty. Part of me feels like it just feels like it would have required me to get so unlucky to have not gotten it once we had 1 tome slot left with how many like skips and rerolls and banishes we had. It feels so unlucky to have not gotten it that it makes me feel like I must have gotten offered it at some point, right? Like, I must have been talking and missed it. Otherwise, it just was exceedingly unlucky. I don't know. Ghost, can you go ahead and, like, end this. That way we can, you know, I want to see the stats at the end. Imagine this one ends up going for 5 minutes. That'd be very funny. I mean, gold gain wasn't bad, although we didn't really utilize it. How many chests did we even open after we got it? I think gold gain tome probably is very useful, especially on characters like Robinette, but I don't know. I'd have to see the numbers. I need to do a rundown of a lot of the numbers. I want to do kind of a video that is just like not even really gameplay. I mean, we might have some B-roll in the background, but it's going to be going over some graphs, explaining kind of some Megabonk fundamentals of how things work. And then in future videos, I can just kind of reference that video. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check this out. But I'm not going to explain it right here. And kind of just have an overview video of a lot of numbers. I might plan that out. We'll see. We'll see how she goes. But we'll check the numbers right quick. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Come on. I mean, Dexecutioner, what a GOAT item. Slurp Gloves, I mean, just generally really good. Grandma's Secret Tonic did good because we had crit. Cursed Doll. Cursed Doll's damage is based off the enemy health, so you can't judge that by its DPS. It's going to stay really consistent throughout the whole thing. Don't really care about the other stuff. Yeah, I mean, we got Bandit, we got Tonic Zoom. I'm feeling good about it. We'll go for the Hero Sword next episode probably, but with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, everybody, take it easy.